Welcome to the Jan Meeuwsen Garden Show on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC. It's your opportunity to learn more about your garden and your yard, about dealing with pests, and about taking care of the birds. You can be part of the show with your questions at 395-1450. That's 395-1450. And now, from De Bruyne Seeds on Washington Avenue in Zeeland, here's the master gardener, Jan Meeuwsen.
What an absolutely beautiful day God has given us today. It's a little bit nippy, but look, we've got blue skies. The sun is out. What more can we ask of winter than that? I think it's lovely. It needs to be winter. It is still February, so this isn't that far off from what we should have. So I'm kind of enjoying this. Now, he's telling me that we got 60 degrees coming next week. That's a little bit off, and that means none of those stupid ticks in my backyard will die this winter, and they'll all be back next, in another month. So, I don't want that. I do want it to keep frozen honestly, it's got to freeze for a couple weeks at night to get rid of those insects. But you know what? We don't design nature, God does. So it's his hand. So whatever he wants, that is fine with me. But I love the sunshine. It makes the store cat is so much happier when the sun is out. He is wandering all around the store trying to find the best sunshine where he can sit and watch the birds outside, because they're all out there because there's corn and bird feed out there. And we normally have quite a few birds out there. In fact, last winter we had a hawk sitting on top of our bags, a pallet of bird seed, waiting for all the little birds that come out there. That was incredible. Boy, the cat could just stared at that thing for the longest time. He was as big as the cat. So kind of fun nature is so much fun. It is so amazing to see the hand of God out there. It is incredible. Hopefully you all did the bird count last weekend. They're coming out with some of the results already. So if you want to look up at birdcount.org, you can see what's happening around the world. And of course, U.S. is not the biggest country. We had probably the most participants, but India and Colombia, for some reason, just shoot us right out of the water. They have like 170 different species of birds, or 200 or something like that. And we've got 130. We don't have all those beautiful, wonderful birds. But you know what? We do have lovely birds up here. And I had real fun counting them. I had a bunch of pine siskins, which I normally don't get. And all of a sudden, they were in my backyard this last weekend. So that was kind of fun. And I even recorded them and made sure that they were pine siskins. I checked it on my Merlin Bird ID app, and that's what they were. So that is so much fun to use that app. Just when you have all those little brown birds, it does help. So, and we have the cardinal and chickadee bird feed on sale yet through the end of today. And Ken is going to put Mr. B's fruit and nut on sale next week. Just in time for spring. Hayden's mom saw some cedar waxwings last week. They love the fruit in this. They would love if you'd get a little bit of this. The spring birds that are coming would love it. Add some mealworms, and you got everybody there. Mr. B's fruit and nut has got fruit. It's got the boys eat it as trail mix. It's got just the heart of the sunflower. It's got mixed nuts. It's got cashews and almonds and dried pineapple and cherries and raisins. And it looks good. It looks like trail mix. It does have little suet balls in it too. And the guys don't mind those. They do eat. I have seen them grab handsful and eat it. So if it's good enough for my boys, it's good enough for the birds. So that's a great one. That's going to be on sale next week, along with the finch mix. I have found, I used to feed just plain Niger thistle seed, and the birds were kind of losing interest in that feeder. So I put finch mix in, and all of a sudden they're back at that feeder. So I think I'm going to stick with just the finch mix, which is a combination. It's got some fine sunflower chips in it and some Niger, of course. And I don't know what else is in there, but the birds seem to like it. So I'm going to keep with that, and Ken's going to put that on sale next week. So that's what to look forward to next week. And he still has a lot of the indoor planting stations on sale. Everybody seems to want to start something indoors before, all of a sudden it will be time to plant outdoors. So let's first keep in mind our average frost-free date, and that actually is in between May 10 and May 15 here in Holland. But that means that's the average. There are some springs when it's earlier than that, and some springs when it's later than that. So, but I think if you go for that, that week in May, and then count back. And if you want to do tomatoes, you would do 6 to 8 weeks back from that, and I think we're right there or nearing that mark in time. So you might want to think about, if you're going to do tomatoes, to get those in. Peppers, again, I think about 6 weeks before. So, maybe just a little bit time, and then you can put your peppers in. You can always put in your broccoli and your cauliflower and your cabbage, and then transplant those outdoors. They can actually be transported before the last frost. You'd have to lightly cover them if you're going to have a frost, but they should be fine. They don't mind the colder soils. Remember, our soils warm up a lot slower than the air does. Our soil temperatures are right down in the 30s yet, so not time to plant anything. So, you just have to wait for the soil to warm up. It's kind of like Lake Michigan. You won't want to go out in Lake Michigan right now either. It's very cold. Our soils are very cold too. So keep that in mind when you're deciding to plant. You can plant things like, you can put out some wildflower seeds if you have a spot that's, been cleared last fall. Wildflowers do not like to compete with anything else. So if you're going to just try plant it out in a field that last year was full of weeds or had something else in it, it's not going to do well. Wait until whatever was there starts to grow, and then you can put some Roundup on it or something like that, kill it off, and then put your wildflower seeds in. You still get plenty of wildflowers. We've got a couple of new mixes, and I'm going to talk about them after we go on this break.
Sunday mornings at 9:30. Join us for the worship services from Trinity Reformed Church on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
Zeeland Lumber is your remodeling resource for building and construction supplies. Zeeland Lumber offers materials for plenty of projects. Looking to update cabinets, countertops, interior trim, or interior doors? Zeeland Lumber can be your go-to spot for ideas and information. We also have suggestions for basement or kitchen remodels. You can trust that Zeeland Lumber has plenty of options for brands like Masonite, Shiloh, Eclipse, and Cambria. More information is available on our website, zeelandlumber.com.
OK Tire stores are here to keep your vehicle running smooth as we head through winter. They've been fixing cars for decades, in fact, all the way back to 1965. With years of reliable service, fixing tires, and more, you've come to depend on OK.
Let's get back to the Jan Meeuwsen Garden Show. Call the Master Gardener from DeBrine Seeds in Zeeland now at 395-1450. Once again, here's Jan Meeuwsen.
Okay, welcome back. And yes, the phones are open, 616-395-1450, 616-395-1450 is the number to call. I I had a lady call me up this morning, and she was wondering what flowers were in our brand new cut flower mix. And I think this is just basically, for your backyard garden or whatever. And I was starting to tell her what was in it. And I'm going to plant this year. It sounds wonderful. There are some beautiful cut flowers in it. It's something that you go out and you pick, and then you bring it in, or you bring it to your neighbors or whatever. But this sounds like a really fun garden seed to do. I think it's going to be a lovely one. But we do have, we have a mixture for hummingbirds, to attract hummingbirds. We have a mixture to attract bees and butterflies. We have a mixture that's all perennial flowers. We have one that's all annual flowers. We have one for the shade. We have a Midwest wildflower mix. I think there's 6 in all. I don't know if I remember if I did them all, but we have a lot of different ones. So, depending on what kind of area you want, they fit the bill. It's kind of fun. Ken did add a bunch of those. He also added a bunch of zinnias. We've got State Fair zinnia now. It's a real old-fashioned one, but everybody always wants that. So we've got that, and we have also got a cactus zinnia. We've got, we have not been able to get the double Shirley poppy mix for 2 years now. So we added another California poppy, and it's called Formula Mixture, and it's all different colors, and it is beautiful. It's got red and orange and yellows, and it's just simply stunning. So you might want to think about planting one of those. We've got Bee Balm now by Seed, if you want to try that and attract some butterflies and hummingbirds and bees. We've got, what else did we add? Alyssum, for you that want to, no, not alyssum. We added baby's breath. Come on, Jan, remember the right one. What else have we added? We've added some pumpkins. We've added some warded pumpkins and some with one called Mr. Wrinkles. It's all wrinkly. It's really kind of cute. And we've gotten a couple little ones now, more little ones. So no matter what size pumpkin you got, we've got everything from 8 ounce up to, the world's record holder of 2,000 pounds. So you can go anywhere with the pumpkins right now. We've got a nice selection of them. What else did we get in new this year? I can't remember. Well, I still have to remind everyone, my favorite pea, which was new a couple of years ago, which was a All-American selection. It was voted the top pea. It's a snap pea. It's called Snack Hero. I've never cooked any of them because I eat them all when I'm picking them. They are so good. They're honestly, I think they're meant for snacking rather than eating, but you could use them like a snap pea. They're the peas that you can eat the pod, but they're got like full peas inside. It's not the flat one that you do in stir fries, but I love the Snack Heroes. They are so good. You might want to try those if you do a sugar snap pea this year. I generally did sugar in, which I love, but they don't yield very well. It's not my, I love them, but I just don't get enough flowers on them, and I don't know if it's me or what. But the Snack Heroes really, really yielded well for me. I love those things. Oh, Ken's got a couple new green beans. That's his favorite. He's always got some new green bean. We've got Lewis. We've got Slenderette. We've got Dominator. That's an excellent one. If you just want a really good fresh eating green bean and it freezes well, Dominator is an excellent one. We've still got the old-fashioned, well, not really old-fashioned, but we've still got the Jade, which everyone likes because that's a nice deep green one, and it also freezes well. But we've got a lot of really nice, it's hard to pick one out. I have to sit there and stare and think, now, what do I want to do with it? Do I want to freeze it? Am I going to eat them all fresh? What am I going to do with these? So, and then so many freeze well that you just sit there. Now, what do I do? You know, I just don't know. So I end up planting 3 or 4 different varieties, and that's kind of fun. There are slight differences in them. There are things I like. There are things I don't like. So, but you got to remember, there for a couple of years, every spring, I would never write down what I liked, what didn't do well in my garden, what did extremely well, and I really like. I never wrote it down. So the next spring, I'd be staring at, like everybody else does when they come in, their eyes just kind of get really big, and they just are overwhelmed by the amount of different seeds. And okay, well, what green bean do I pick? And every year, I'm like, now which one did I really like and which one did I not like? And I didn't like it as well. Not that I didn't like it. And I never remembered. So I kept picking the same 2 every year and never remembering which one I didn't like. I finally wrote it down in a journal, and now I've got down which ones I really like. So now those are the ones I can go for, rather than sitting there staring at the seed display, because I'm like, I don't know which one I want. I never get them early. I always wait till the last minute. I'm going to plant them after work, so I'm going to buy them today, is my theory. But we've got an awful lot of people that are buying them now. Probably a good idea. Some of these varieties do sell out. So, if you really want a certain variety, you may want to get in there and get it now. This happens with beans and corn a lot. So if you got one variety that you just have to have, you might want to get it now. And then I have a caveat here. Seed companies are now going to selling seed by the seed count rather than by the pound. And we have been trying to convert that and get the prices, what it's going to be for a pound or whatever. Finally gave up. We're bending into it. Everyone keeps telling us we have to do it. So on some corn and a couple of the beans, we've got it by seed count. But you can see they're in a package. You can see how much is in the package and whether that's enough for you or if you need the next size bigger package. It's kind of, when you think of, you had 10,000 seeds of corn and you think, oh my goodness, that is so many seeds. But, 10,000, that's probably 3 pounds. That isn't a whole lot of seed. So we'll help you out with it this spring, because it's going to be a bad one. Did we get a caller come in or not? Nope. That was just my imagination. I'm seeing flashing lights here, and it's just, I'm getting lonely. Maybe that's it. But just kind of telling you all about the new things down at DeBrine's in the, we do have a caller on the line. Good morning. You're on the Garden Show.
Yes, good morning, Jan. How are you today?
I am well. How are you doing?
Well, it's good to see the sunshine.
I know.
So I have a question for you for the 4-step of the Scots.
Yep.
I was wondering if they're running a special or anything right now at DeBrine.
Yes, they do have an instant rebate on the 5 and the 15,000 square foot bags.
Okay.
I think that's $20 on the 5,000, and I believe it's $50 on the 15,000. But yeah, that will go, until I think the end of April. I think that's when they're going to cut it off. So. Okay. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yep. You're
Have
welcome.
A good day.
Yep. And you might want to. We're going to have Scott's Night at DeBrine's on Tuesday, March 19th at 6:00. Jeff Shepard from Scott's will be coming in and giving a presentation about all the new things from Scott's. They have a couple of new things. They've got a fertilizer mixed with fungicide this year. That's new. I know nothing about it, so I got to go to the seminar too just to hear about that. So it's at Tuesday, March 19th at 6 p.m. Ken is giving away for the major door prize a Scott's Elite spreader that runs around $75-$80, might even be more than that. And also, we still have deals during the show. There's other little door prizes and refreshments. I always get sandwiches from Subway. because we start this at 6 and I'm still hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. So sandwiches, things to drink, and door prizes will be fun. And we're also having Greenview night, not quite as tripping off the tongue like Scott's night. Greenview night at DeBrine's is going to be March 11, I believe. I think it's a Monday evening at 6. And for that grand prize, I think it's a leaf blower and something else. So Ken picked out some pretty good door prizes, I thought. So you might want to come to either the Greenview or the Scott's. Greenview is actually offering a instant rebate this year. It's not a mail-in or a email-in rebate. It is an instant rebate, and it only goes again through the end of April, I believe. So you're going to want to pick your 4-step program up before that time. So keep that in mind. Scott's Night and Greenview Night coming the first 2 weeks in March. And we have to march on out of here because the news is coming up next and some ads. So you got to listen carefully, and I'll be back after that happens.
Let's get back to the Jan Meeuwsen Garden Show. Call the Master Gardener from DeBrine Seeds in Zeeland now at 395-1450. Once again, here's Jan Meeuwsen.
Okay, and we are back. We're only going to be here for another 15 minutes, so you're going to want to call now. We've got a Red Wings game. What's coming up? Yeah, Red Wings game's coming up at 11:45, so I have to get out of here for them because, they take up way too much room, and I don't have any more room. So Red Wings start at 11:45, so if you need to call, 616-395-1450, 616-395-1450 is the number to call. We've been talking about what's going on around DeBrine's. The vegetable seeds are basically all in. We had a bunch of them come in this week. We've been bagging a bunch of the squash seeds and pumpkins and some flower seeds. There's still some flower seeds still out. Those are the ones that always get milled last, so I don't worry about them too much. They'll be here when they're here. That's all I can say. But the rest of the seeds are basically in. So you can come on in and pick out what you need for your garden seed. And also check out our new wind chimes. They are so pretty. We've got some ones that just sound so lovely. They're not just clanking metal. It is actually, they're tuned to a note. So they're very pretty. I kind of like it. I love it when someone opens the door and there's a little bit of breeze. So the wind chimes start going. And we've got one of our employees loves to open the door when it's windy. So the wind chimes are all going off. So it's fun. I love listening to them. It's better than listening to the cat meow all the time at me. If there's no sunshine, he gets really cranky. He just walks up to me, marches up to me, and just meow. He's kind of funny. He is the sweetest little guy. He's been, on the days that it's been sunny, he's been sitting right in front of our front door in that patch in the sunshine. And on the days that it hasn't been sunny, he's been marching around, like ordering us to get the sun back out there. I think he is a solar powered cat. I'm pretty sure of that now. He loves that sunshine. He sleeps in a bed in the office that's heated and the sun is shining on us and on him. And every once in a while he gets out of it and lays next to it where it's shady. And he is just hot when you touch him. So obviously he's gotten too hot, but he's a nice little guy. If you want to come and see him, if he's not marching around downstairs, he's probably up in the office with me, and you can definitely come on up and visit with little Butter. He loves company. He loves kids. So he's a good little guy. I still miss my Butternut. He'll always be the best cat that we've ever had, but Butterball's a pretty good little guy. He's a good stress reliever. That's what I always think. MSU has got the extension has got a bunch of things coming up for beekeeping. If you've ever wanted to know, what all is involved with beekeeping, they are doing that. There's one called Is Beekeeping Right for Me? You can go on, register, and you can take this at any time. You can go on, I think it's probably a couple sessions long. And so you can go on. It's a self-paced one. That one's kind of fun to do. I think these are all free. There's one called Pollinator Champions. That's another self-paced one. And it's full of videos and articles and fun activities to guide you through the amazing world of pollinators. It might be something that the kids might like to do. And there's also a class on pollinator protection for pesticide applicators. The Verolamite is out there, and there are several other things that are going to affect your beehive. And you have to know what you can apply, what you can't apply. If you're going to go to somebody else's hives, and you normally do apply something on your hives for the Verolamite, can you apply it on somebody else's hives? We'll talk all about that. The registered use pesticide person, if you want to treat beehives, you have to get a certain, it's a pollinator protection registered use pesticide license. It has to be just for that. It's a whole different thing than the other, because there's so many different licenses that you can get. One for pests, one for insecticides, one for herbicides. So make sure if you want to do bees that you do that one. But there is a extension thing on that, what you need to do. So yeah, and they've got all summer long, they have got classes on bees and beekeeping. So you might want to go to the MSU extension and look under events and then just write bees, and you will be surprised how many bee things come up. A lot of them are Zoom meetings that you can attend, or there are some that are live. So yeah, go out there and get on the line to MSU Extension, look at events and check out bees, or check out whatever else you want. I mean, you can learn yoga, you can learn almost anything on these extension videos. You can learn a budget, you can learn how to cook. I'm always shocked at the amount of videos that are out there for you to use, or live demonstrations. So, kind of keep up with that. It's a fascinating thing. We do pay for that, through the extension service, but it's free to look at most of these videos. So let's get out and look at that. Okay, changeable weather. I'm looking outside and I'm thinking spring when I see the beautiful blue skies and sunshine, and I think I might be overall too optimistic right now. I know there's 60-degree weather coming, but it's February right now, and we still get March and April snow. So don't think that we are in official spring and it's not going to snow anymore. Don't get fooled into that line. It's Michigan. It can change rather rapidly from day to day. But I will gladly take a couple of 60-degree days just so I remember what they're like. And then we can go back down to what it's supposed to be. What else did I want to say? Seed starting soil. We do have seed starting soil. If you're going to start something, don't start seeds in just plain old garden soil, topsoil, or even potting soil. Really needs to be a soilless mixture, and it's called seed starting soil. It's a lightweight mixture, so the little roots can travel. Once it's up and it's 2 inches taller, so you can start mixing regular potting mix in with it. But when they're small, they do need seed starting soil. You can make your own, and it's 4 parts of compost to 2 parts of sphagnum peat moss to 1 part vermiculite to 1 part perlite. That makes an adequate seedless soil mixture. Remember, just using compost is not going to be a good, if that's all you're going to do. Remember, soil also needs the minerals section of it, not just the organic part that compost would have. We do need other things in the soil. But at the seed starting level, it's a soilless mix that works the best. So we'll keep that in mind. My goodness, this really makes it short when you take off 15 minutes. You're not supposed to do this to me, but I need to tell you that I will be back Tuesday morning with my normal show at 8:40 or around in there after Kim Commando with Dan for the garden party. And we just talk about what's going on at DeBrine's. And then I'm back later on Tuesday between 10 and 11 with Gary on Talk of the Town with the Garden Hour. We end up talking about all kinds of things, not just garden related. Gary always finds something that he's read that he always needs to have clarified. And it ends up being kind of a miscellaneous show, but we try to make it more garden as we get towards spring. And we also talk about our birds and our animals and everything else. And then I'm be back next Saturday at 11:05 with the garden show. And I've got all of the names right now. So that we talk about anything that you want to talk about. I listen to you during the week and I kind of write down what my biggest phone calls at work and the questions are. So I'm trying to talk about that on Saturday morning. So if you want me to mention something or talk about something, give me a call during the week and I'll gladly include it on my Saturday show and we can talk about it then. But until next week, Saturday, go green.
You've been listening to the Jan Meeuwsen Garden Show on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com. If you wish to hear this or other programs hosted by the Master Gardener from DeBrine Seeds in Zeeland, check out the podcast section of our website, WHTC.com, and listen or download for free. The Jan Meeuwsen Garden Show is a presentation of 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.